1 minute. 1 minute.
30 seconds. Okay, let's do this.
I call to order the Sarasota County School Board meeting here at 5:15 on September 17th, 2024. Today, we're going to be having a public meeting to adopt the final millage as well as the budget. I'll begin with an opening statement regarding the millage rates and the budget. On July 23rd, 2024, the board authorized to advertise the 2024 proposed millage rates and 24-25 tentative budget. The notice of proposed tax increase, budget summary, and capital outlay notice were duly advertised on the district's and Sarasota County's publicly accessible websites beginning on July 27th, 2024. The board approved the proposed millage rates for the 24-25 tentative budget on July 30th, 2024. The Sarasota County School Board's 2024 taxable assessed property values represents a 5.8% increase from the 2023 certified tax value. The 2024 proposed required local effort millage rate of 2.883 mills represents a 1.28% increase from last year's rolled back millage rate. The total 2024 proposed millage rate represents a 2.18% increase from last year's rolled back millage rate. The required local effort millage must be levied by the school board if the district is to participate and receive any Florida Education Finance Program, otherwise FEFP, funds in fiscal year of 2024 to 2025. The operating millage is required to hire staff for the school district, pay negotiated salary and fringe benefits to the staff, the cost of fuel, electricity, and other goods and services. We then move now into the public hearing regarding the millage rates in reference to the hearing of citizens. The first person will have 3 minutes. Well, they all have 3 minutes. A timer will signal when 1 minute remains. Please conclude promptly at the end of your time. Our first general comment presenter will be Carol Lerner, followed by Sue Ellen Keller. We have 2 for today.
Or is it 3 hits and I've won the game? It's my 3rd time up here tonight. I realize that this is a challenging budget year with the hole that was left with the ending of the COVID ESSER funds. This is exacerbated by revenues lost due to universal vouchers and for-profit charter school expansion, as well as losses caused by families moving away from unaffordable Sarasota. Fortunately, Sarasota schools have been largely protected from the extremes that other districts are experiencing, where low enrollment is causing thousands of schools to close throughout the nation and Florida. Given this situation, I'm glad to see a 1.2 increase in the millage rate, but we all know that's not enough to really fund our schools, and we all know that we have a real Tallahassee problem when it comes to funding. Passing the referendum is of critical importance for the district. I believe that it will pass. I'm pretty sure it'll pass, and myself and the pro-public education movement that has developed here will be working very hard to ensure that it passes. But there are other things that I worry about. I worry about that there's going to be further expansion of the for-profit charter schools. We know that Charter School USA, who has 1 school open and 1 that will be opening, plans on building high schools attached to those schools, and who knows what other for-profit chains won't be knocking on the door. I don't see the mom and pop types coming because from what I hear, it's so expensive to actually set up a charter school that pretty much only the for-profits can handle it. I also worry with all the rhetoric about closing the U.S. Department of Education, and it's not an idle thought. I know even some people on the board support that idea. And it could happen depending upon who sits in the White House come January. For Sarasota, this would mean Title I funding, $11.5 million, gone. IDAA, the special ed funding, $12.3 million, gone. Teacher and principal training and recruiting funding, $1.5 million. 21st Century School funding, $2.5 million. Workforce innovation and opportunity, $1 million. And they are talking, I read a lot of reports on this, they're really talking about ending almost all these programs. A few will be phased out, but most of them they want to end, and enforcement also. This doesn't have to happen, the bad things. In part, I think it depends upon the vast numbers of supporters of public education in our community, and we have them. We have lots of them, and the last election showed that. I was happy to see that there's a, okay, thank you.
Well, thank you. That is Miss Keller here.
She vacated. She got her questions answered. She's gone.
Well, thank you. All right, that then moves us on to adoption of the final millage rate. Do I have a motion?
I move that the adoption of the 2024 final millage rates be approved as presented with the required local effort at 2.883 mils, basic discretionary at 0.748 mils, capital outlay at 1.500 mils, voted operating referendum at 1.00 mils, making total millage rate at 6.131 mils.
Motion by Ms. Ziegler, second.
Second.
Second by Ms. Marinelli. Any comments from the board members? Ms. Rose, are you with us?
Yes, I am. Thank you, sir.
We'll go ahead and we'll take a voice vote. Mr. Edwards?
Yes.
Ms. Ziegler?
Yes.
Ms. Marinelli?
Yes.
Ms. Rose?
Yes.
And the chair also votes yes. Motion carries 5-0. Next up for new business is the adoption of the 2024 to 2025 budget. May I get a motion, please?
I move that the 2024-2025 fiscal year budget be approved as presented in the attachments.
Motion by Ms. Ziegler. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Marinelli. Does any members have comments? Mr. Edwards? Oh, I apologize. I saw you turn your mic on. Ms. Ziegler?
Oh, I just wanted to thank staff, I think as was mentioned last time when we did the initial advertisement, but I know this year was very challenging with the termination of the ESSER funding, which was substantial, but also extraordinary organizational restructuring. So my hat's off to the amazing finance team and to the superintendent. Looking forward to a very successful year.
Ms. Marinelli?
Thank you. I'll just repeat what I said at the workshop, that to Ms. Penner and Krista and everybody, thank you. That when I reviewed this last night, I showed my husband and I said, take a look at all of this. Everything that you could possibly want to know is in here, and you even put the paragraphs for people to be able to understand, and that once we're all done, it'll be uploaded and be on the website. So I want the public to know that it'll be there. You can look at schools, everything, because there's, people have opinions about how we should spend the money and everything, but this way you can look for yourselves and see exactly where the $1.6 billion goes. So thank you all.
Any other comments? I'd also say, in reference to Ms. Penner, thank you for your hard work, your staff, to do it. This year's process was awesome. It was very, very, I think the word is transparent. And again, for the public, it is attached to the agenda workshop today, or part of the agenda, and it'll be as part of the budget page on the school district website after this vote tonight. So seeing none, we'll take a voice vote. Mr. Edwards?
Yes.
Ms. Ziegler?
Yes.
Ms. Marinelli?
Yes.
Ms. Rose?
Yes.
And I also vote yes. Motion carries 5-0. Moving on to any member comments. Mr. Edwards?
I'm good. Congratulations on passing a budget.
Ms. Ziegler?
I'm good.
Ms. Marinelli?
I'm good.
Ms. Rose?
I'm good. Thank you, sir.
As well as I'm good also. Thank you for, we're all good. Thank you. Do I have a motion for adjournment?
So moved.
Ms. Ziegler, a second?
Second.
Mr. Edwards? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Meeting is adjourned.
Send you, I joined
Look, you were by 6 minutes
Veterans
early.
of Foreign Wars.